Hey, good morning, traders. Doing a little pre-market analysis and going through the motions. This is the top of the where'd you go? This is the top of the market here as price has been climbing up. Hold on, let me get rid of this. So we can see that price has climbed up and up and up. And it feels like it's going to keep going up. But this is kind of interesting, right? Like I in hindsight, I can see it, but when I was in the middle of it, this isn't really a top. It's kind of this blip, and it doesn't really have that. Like this feels like it like poked him out. There was orders right up here, and so these guys all got wiped out. These guys they're on the wrong side, but it's still climbing up, and it's not a deep pullback. It's always challenging, isn't it? Like which way is the market going to go? Is it going to come off here? We know that the news is not much going on here, so I'm not anticipating anything. This Waller's going to talk today, but that's not significant. So I asked myself, which way is the market going? Right now it's going up. Pulled back into here and then took out the high, and maybe it's going to sit around here for a little bit. I don't know. Let's take a look at what's going on in the market here. Let's get a little bit more granular. So, go through your paces, map out your zones. You have your pressure cooker here, and we have our kill zone here. Okay, so that's the map. And one of the things that I'm always asking myself is, which swing am I trading? If you're in here trading this swing here off of this top, which swing am I trading? I'm trading this one right here, right? This one right in here, right? So price has come down and it pulls back into this swing. So I'm playing right in this little space as price steps down. And remember, it's the same thing over and over again, right? So we have the kill zone, so it breaks the kill zone. And then we have our pressure cooker, and it stopped at the pressure cooker and comes off. Now, the same thing's happening on the inside of this too, right? There's price comes down here, pulls back up here. This is a swing up here. So it got broke, and this pressure cooker got broke with this big zoom bar, and then it gets retested, and then it moves on down here. It's over and over and over, the same thing over and over and over again. All you have to do is figure out which direction the market's going, and you can start to put together the puzzle. So now which trade am I swinging? Or which swing am I trading? As prices zoom through here, retest the backside. Now that's not really our setup now, is it? Right, you got an impulse. Shelves down here maybe. This didn't retest for the pop back, so that's not one of our setups. You've got another one here. Price comes down, takes it out. Enter. There's our setup, but it failed, right? It failed. And why did it fail? Well, it's at the bottom of this one here. Price didn't continue. I'm not saying you're wrong for taking this. I would consider this absolutely 100%. With a stop right there, I mean, that's almost your That's a really cheap stop, and you can easily get to break even. Once you get to 1 to 1, 2 to 1, whatever your risk, your risk is at. Uh, I'm usually 1.5, 2 to 1. I'm at break even, maybe a little bit in front, to make up for the commissions, and it didn't work out. So I don't get upset. I just say, all right, what's going on? What did I miss? And then price comes up here, pulls back down, and it starts to climb out. And now it's not a turn because I'm in this little space here. I'm looking at the next, the next impulse leg up, the next shelf it builds, the next wash it makes, and the next retest it makes. Remember, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, right? Once it retests this here, I can now get in. I'm kind of making that up. Sometimes, and this is just a personal thing, I'll set my orders just a little bit above it, just because I want to do it. And in all of this mess, in all of this whole thing, when you're looking at a chart or someone's talking to you about a chart and they're saying, well, these levels and this level, this, you just were able to magically pull out a trade in this little space right in here because you understand something about the market. You're not worried about all this other stuff. You're worried about this little space right here, this little space. And that's it, man. That's your trade for the day. You're in, you're out. And depending on what you do with your life, you can go on and do it. I don't want to sit at the computer all day. That's no fun. So think about that. You don't need a lot to make this whole thing work. You just need a little bit every couple days or every day. This one goes up, doesn't give us, we have the shelf, doesn't give us the retest back here, and then it's off. Now, yeah, we're going to leave money on the table. You're going to leave money all over the place. You're not going to catch every trade. Everything's not going to work out exactly how you see it. So don't get hung up on, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's no value in that. Get better at what you get better at what you see, and get better at what your craft of reading a chart, because then you're going to be able to get in and get out and stand on your own 2 feet without having to rely on something that's going to be, I don't know what. You're not getting rich tomorrow. You're not getting poor tomorrow. You're just honing your craft. So price comes off once it tops out up here, and then it pulls back up. Is it going? Which way is the market going right now? That's there's your question. There's another one right here. Right, price is stepping down. So you have your impulse down, and this, I agree, is a very small shelf, but you have an impulse here. So you have your box, you have a lot of action here, you have a retest, and you have your entry. Now, again, depending on your level of risk, do you want to get? I like to get close to the bottom of the kill zone as much as possible, because you can see that once it comes off, it starts to bounce around, boom. I'm comfortable with break even after this point, or move right behind that stop, cut your risk in half, right? And I'm not saying you can't trade for this lower one after this. You just have to manage that risk. Some people I've done this. I've taken this. I've been stubborn and said, oh no, this is going to sit here, and then it comes off and goes, retest this, and whatever. So just keep an eye on that. And you are, yourself better than anybody. I'm not going to tell you how to manage this. I'm going to tell you that you want to protect yourself, and you can do that in several ways. But that's a personal preference. That's not I don't have a setup for that. That's something you're going to have to find in yourself and how you want to manage your money. And then look at this. Price comes all the way back up here to take out this, and then I look over and I see the coil, right? I see the coil, and I'm like, oh wow, it really ripped everybody up, right? This guy sold here, probably bought it up, dropped them again. And that's what the market does. It just shakes you out, shakes you out. So depending on your where you're at, that one didn't hit. They were really close. I've taken them when they get down here. I've done it just because I want to get paid. I'm here to make money. And then just follow it back up. And then we have another pullback. I mean, that's the thing. That's the beauty of this. You don't have to do anything. You just have to watch and wait for that pullback to happen. You get this little guy here. Kind of a shelf, maybe a shelf. I don't know. Comes in here. Then it steps up, right? Goes up. See, and this works on any chart, any time frame, anywhere. You want to try a different one? Somebody was telling me something. Hey, let's try the. You want to try the 5-minute chart with candlesticks? All right. Here we are at the top. Right? Is this the top? Yeah. So this price is coming up right here. Map out your swing. Price came down. It's climbing out. Goes up. Where's the shelf? I see the shelf right here. See that right there? Boom, boom, boom. Pokes them down, takes them up, washes them out. Right? My order's right here. I want to see a retest of that. Didn't happen. Okay, no big deal. I didn't get a trade. Goes up. Where's my shelf? There's guys right here. There's guys right here. There's guys right here. This is looking pretty interesting. Right? This is looking fairly interesting in here somewhere. It's kind of a weird box. I mean, you could also, now that I see it, I see this here and I see the retest up here, right? You're in, either here, and this is why we have a stop down here, because it doesn't always just stop at the retest. It can come and have some action. And look at that. Look at where all the orders closed at, but they came down to grab orders. That was business that was here. That was business that was here. That's business that was here. That was business that was here. So if you're here, if you're in here, your stop is, where's this guy at? Yeah, he's a little guy right there. I want to be behind something at least something. I'll take that, okay? Because that's a really long drop down, boom. So I'm in here, right? So now I'm in the money, right? And I'm not trading. I'm just kind of hypothetically working this through my head. How do I want to see this? And this is what pre-market push-ups. You got to get them in. You got to get them in. All right, guys. The market's open in about 15 minutes. I'll do a midday update here in a little bit. But remember your steps. Impulse, step 1. Step 2, shelf. Step 3, a wash. Step 4, retest. Step 5, enter. And then it works or it doesn't. All right, traders, we'll talk soon.